Evening YouTube, hope everyone's good. Now I've just watched something fucking YouTube gold or whatever. We sent a link, told that Based Damer was on Jupiter's. Now Based Damer, after a hell of a lot of shit back and forth with the all sorts, fucking police, courts, fucking prison, fucking you name it, whatever. She's proper like been had over so many times or whatever. And at the time, during the mix of that, Graham Moore seen his opportunity to scam yet more money or whatever. Now, listening to this shit unfold, listening to Amy's actual own accounts and whatever, it just brings back loads of fucking memories or whatever. And it's like, when all this shit was going on, it was one of them. It was a poignant point in time, if you like, because Graham Moore had already been doing fucked up shit and whatever, and in the mix of it all, with all the shit that was coming out and whatnot, it was one of them. The Pendragons, like I've said previous, it kind of imploded and exploded at the same time, which was pretty fucking messy. Now, after Graham Moore fucked off, I think it was literally less than a week later, he was doing a video on YouTube going, "Oh, I'm Graham Moore and I'm an English Democrat, blah blah blah, this, that and the other." Now, as I've said, people don't seem to fucking get on or whatever, don't seem to get onto it, or don't believe, I don't know, maybe just people don't believe me or something. As I've already said, do you know what I mean? The Pendragons and now the cleaner group of Pendragons, which is CMW, are well respected and have lots of good, decent people around the situation, and a lot more access to information, let's say. When you're in a trusted position, certain doors will open for you where they won't open for anybody else. And I've tried to sort of like explain this many times. Now, like I say, within a week, Graham's doing the, "Oh, I'm not asked about the dragons." He was wounded. He was loving it that all these fucking weirdos that was besotted with him was calling him Daddy Dragon. How creepy is that? Do you know what I mean? So he was wounded. He thought he could just chat shit, lie like he usually does, and get his way out of the situation. He was trying to make out all sorts of shit. And yeah, I was probably one of the main people that like called him out big time, to the point where it became like unavoidable, something that you couldn't ignore. And eventually, yeah, it kind of exploded. Now, straight away, Graham Moore's running about going, "Oh, I'm an English Democrat, blah blah blah, this, that and the other." Now, like I say, certain doors, access, fucking whatever. We know people from the English Democrats, and we were sent evidence and information and evidence that actually Graham Moore was nothing to do with the English Democrats whatsoever. I still have the fucking email, well, the video with the email on it or whatever, from the English Democrats, where they've literally said he's nothing to do with us, he's never been anything to do with us, he will never be anything to do with us. And what he did do was still the cardboard cut-out thing with the English Democrats wrote on it and whatever. And it was just fraud, innit? You know, for a change. Fucking big-time fraudster or whatever. To him, it's just normal. It's just normal to just have people over, pose as things that he's not. Now, I will attach a video to this video. I think the video was put out by, well, yeah, some things are probably best not said, but it's someone close around the English Democrat situation anyway, or whatever. I'll leave it as that. Now, I will put a video to that, and it's all you have to do is read what's being said or whatever. It's one of them stupid lies. How can Graham Moore be part of English Democrats, this, that and the other, with his record? Are you having a laugh? Now, this is the thing with prolific scammers and people that chat shit and whatever. They don't seem to realise that when they do this ridiculous shit, which is so easily proven to be ridiculous shit, that you're actually insulting the intelligence of your supporters. Now, we've seen that recently with other people, haven't we? But Graham Moore's next level deceiver, next level fraudster. He's got more front than Blackpool, and he has no shame whatsoever. Now, seeing Jupiter peddling it again, it's like, this bitch is funny as fuck. She's literally funny as fuck. She's fucking, oh my days. So, like I say, when I got the link, I just listened to the Amy thing now. When I've just rewound it and listened to it all from the beginning, about, oh, you know, we might be able to use Graham Moore for this and that, and he's got, you know, he's fucking got information about common law. This is just the same shit as the government do. Oh look, we've got a problem. Who can we get to sort the problem? I know, we'll get Pfizer. We'll get Pfizer, the people with the worst fucking track record ever. We'll get them. You know, let's use information from them. That's what Jupiter's doing. Now, there's many people. The people that I will always put forward and stand on for and vouch for, RCMW, because they are the cleanest aspects of what Pendragon's was. Now, like I say, Nathan Kirkton, known on YouTube and I believe TikTok, goes by the name of Lawful Rebel. Now, he was forever, and I do mean forever, on a daily fucking basis or whatever, having to correct Graham Moore because he was continuously getting it wrong, considering, oh, I've got a photographic memory. Well, he seems to get a fucking hell of a lot of shit wrong. All it comes down to is he went prison for fucking massive fraud. He's tried remixing it as if, oh yeah, it was just oh my days. If you don't laugh, you'll cry, honestly. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's like, fucking hell, you couldn't pick a worse person to be involved in anything important, realistically. When you know the amount of history of the scumbaggery shit that goes on around this cunt, the way he will quickly play your friend, and then all of a sudden, like basically Amy said, the mask and the cloak comes off, and all of a sudden, yeah, I'm going to ring the police on you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to fucking attack you. Basically Amy was very, I think she could have said a hell of a lot more. I know the amount of shit that went on around that. I know the violent fucking threats and everything that was made to a lot of women, a lot of patriots and whatever around that situation. Intimidation, you name it or whatever. Now, because I was part of the Pendragons, when all this exploded, it was one of them. We was trying to clean up the mess. We was trying to deal with the victims. Do you know what I mean? Now, I said to Nathan and Gary, he's destroyed the brand name, if you like, or whatever, the Pendragons. It's now just known as fucked up shit for a multitude of reasons. He was running about robbing Tilbrook, collecting all this money and whatever. He was trying to do dodgy deals in the background with Aaron Banks and other people and whatever. Now, when you know that Pendragons had said from day one, we will never ask anybody for a penny, they meant it. Now, as soon as Graham Moore got involved, oh no, this is going to change. This is going to change. Graham's going to be asking for money, fucking left, right and centre. People was paying his rent. People was buying him fucking cars, giving him motorbikes, giving him fucking donations. You name it, that company's giving it or whatever. And what did he do with it, realistically? He took the piss out of the people and fucked off to America for a year. Now, in the mix of all this, Amy's sort of like left fending for herself. Do you know what I mean? And ended up going prison and whatnot. Which is fucking sad. Do you know what I mean? To me, Amy is proper fucking true patriot. You know what I mean? Absolutely the kind of people that you want around you. Not scumbags like fucking Graham Moore. Now, like I say, do you know what I mean? CMW, Pendragons at the time and whatever. After all this happened, do you know what I mean? People from what is now CMW were literally trying to highlight to base Amy that, you know, Graham's not what he makes out to be. Be careful around it, especially around money, blah blah blah. Now, when people are being given the nice guy Graham Moore treatment, you're kind of like wasting your time, because he's a very good professional bullshitter. This cunt could sell fucking ice to the Eskimos. That's the type of fucking guy that you're dealing with or whatever. Now, like I say, people did try warn Amy before she got in too deep and whatever, and it's perfectly understandable why she chose to ignore that good advice, that free good advice and whatever, because she thought she was in decent hands. Oh, he knows what he's talking about, blah blah blah. You've got all these fucking useful idiot simps around the situation, which even after all the fucked up shit that he did, were still supporting him. You even had someone Jupiter's Live tonight going, oh well, you know, I'm gonna leave now because you're all shitting on Graham Moore. And then Jupiter's done a 180 again. Oh no, I believe Graham Moore should have the right to this, that and the other, and I still believe that he's got useful knowledge, blah blah blah. What that translates to be is, actually, I don't really give a fuck. I'm just happy to get someone that's a name on here because it will bring me views. She doesn't care that 10% of her tiny little shit simp following fucking weirdos might actually go, oh, I'll do whatever. I'll support Graham Moore. In fact, I'm going to send him some money. I'm going to do this. She don't give a fuck about any of that. She's not harsh. Don't give two fucks. For me, once you've had proper, genuine top patriots come forward and say, this person is a scammer for X, Y and Z reasons, and Amy had a lot more than X, Y and Z reasons, didn't she, if we're honest? Do you know what I mean? And then you've got the actual group that was around him, Pendragons, anyone that was in the Pendragons or associated to the Pendragons or supporting the Pendragons, and there's no shortage of those people. They all know, they've all spoke out and whatever about Graham Moore, but Jupiter will quite happily, no, I'll bring him on. If he's willing to come on, I don't think he'd jump on Jupiter's dead little channel. If he does, it'll show how desperate he is to try and make a little situation or whatever. Now, like I said on previous videos, Graham Moore and Robin Tilbrook was collecting money for that case and whatever. I'm sure it was £150,000 that they got to just put in the back pocket. Now, obviously, you've heard Amy's story. In fact, do you know what? I don't usually share Hope Not Hate agents fucking footage or whatever, but because Based Amy was on, I'm going to put a link from Jupiter Hope Not Hate channel to this video in case you've missed it yourself, and just have a listen. See if you think that Based Amy sounds like a proper true patriot, genuine as fuck and whatever, or if you think that she's somehow lying and making these things up about Graham Rip Your Granny Off More, which is renowned for fucking being a absolute scumbag, scammer, fraudster and plastic patriot. Yeah. Now, I have subbed to Amy's channel. I'm going to put Amy's channel on this video. No trolls needed, but patriots. It'd be nice to hook back up with proper patriots like Amy or whatever. Massive respect for Amy, or what, you know what I mean, the things that she's actually done. Take bollocks, take fucking grit. And she seems to have buckets of fucking grit. But to Graham Moore, she was nothing more than a mark, a dinner ticket, a way of making money off the back of something. Now, like I say, it was an awkward period of time because the Dragons exploded, and I said to Gary Nathan or whatever, I don't know why you don't do your own thing or something. This is fucked. This is a fucked situation. It ain't going anywhere. It's going to be surrounded in controversy and problems, and realistically, you don't need any of that. Do you know what I mean? The brand is fucked. Do your own thing and people will, do you know what I mean, flock to it or whatever. And they did, to be fair. Now, it's CMW that are the fucking the towers of knowledge that was ever in the Pendragons. It certainly wasn't Graham Moore, Mr. Johnny Come Lately. Nah, it was already set up, nothing to do with Graham Moore, and then Graham Moore fucking was brought in by that other fucking idiot, Dave Russell. Oh, he's the top guy, he's done this, he's done that. Do you know what I mean? So we were sort of going off what he said rather than whatever. Now, when you find out all this other stuff, do you know what I mean? It's not so good, is it? And like I say, the knowledge side of things came from Gary Clark, aka Black Country Patriot, and Nathan Curtin, aka Lawful Rebel. They are the towers of knowledge. They are the ones that do everything right and to the letter, and don't have to keep being, you know, oh, you've got this wrong, you've got that wrong, blah blah blah. They are to the letter of the law, and they know every single fucking relevant thing. So Graham Moore is just a pretender. He's just read a couple of books in prison while doing time for fucking fucked up fraud. You know what I mean? Look at his fucking fantasy bullshit stories. Oh, I was in prison with fucking Charles Bronson, and going on like he's a fucking sex offender or whatever. Now, I think Graham better hope that he doesn't get out, because isn't he due to possibly get parole soon? I don't think he'd be happy with that. Not at all. I'm not being funny, but isn't he like well known for like attacking sex offenders? Isn't that a thing? I think it is. But for Graham Moore, he don't give a fuck. He's quite happy to just run his mouth, chat shit, tell his fucking fantasy stories. He's only looking to drag us in. To go, oh, right, you know, now I've got a bit of support and a few people around me or whatever. Oh, I need to put the pot of money out. I need to collect for this and that and this and that. And before you know it, he's made another big pot of money. He disappears wherever the fucking sun is, which is usually America. And yeah, he just disappears. He only comes back to this fucking country to milk useful fucking idiots of their cash. Now Jupiter is obviously, well, it's one of these, isn't it? She's one of two things. She's either the biggest useful idiot, which is like just so fucking clinically stupid that she always manages to be around these wrong-uns and push these wrong-uns and say all the wrong things and whatever. It's like, do you know what I mean? Either that, or my thoughts is she's an infiltrator. I'm sorry, but you wouldn't cover up. There's not a patriot in the land which would cover up for Hope Not Hate. There's not a patriot in the land which would lie for Hope Not Hate. There's not a patriot in the land which would use Hope Not Hate's videos to try and bring down a patriot, exposing a Hope Not Hate plot going on in a fucking political party. And these things are all things that Jupiter has done. These things have already been proven. These things have already been shown, and I'm already justified every single step of the way for pointing these things out. Now, you listen to Jupiter and I'll be the worst person on the planet and this and that, I'm a troll and fucking far left and far right, you name it, I've been it. There's so many labels that silly fucking scumbag has put on me. It's unreal. But really, realistically, what have I actually done? I've exposed scammers. I've exposed the King's Flag lot, which was using veterans to overthrow Parliament based off the back of a scrapbook, which was all pushed, propagated, protected, and all done on Wake Up UK. Jupiter's handler, Wake Up UK. Now, I'm sure even a 5-year-old can join these dots and build themselves a bigger picture. Jupiter is not what she makes out to be. I'm sorry, but anyone that thinks that she is this far forward, I don't need you around me, honestly. Yeah, you're obviously not wired up right or something. Now, I will tag Amy on this video because I want Amy to be fully aware what Jupiter's about and be very cautious around Jupiter. It's all good and well Amy coming on and, you know, reminiscing of all this stuff and whatever, and when you stand back and listen to it all, it's mad to see the things that have actually unfolded and see the persecution which Amy's had to fucking deal with. Now, Jupiter seems to think that half of it was funny. Kept saying, oh, sorry, I've just got a dark humour. It's just fucking weird. Now, as soon as Amy's gone off, one person, it wasn't even a name, it was like a couple of letters and some numbers or whatever. It's more like a registration plate or some shit. One complaint, oh, you know, I'm going to go now because you're not, you know, it's like you're shitting on Graham Moore. Jupiter switches the game up and go, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm happy for, you know, if you can get, I think this was a guy that was saying he could get Graham Moore on. Oh, I'm not saying that, I'm not doing this, blah blah blah. Like I say, I'm gonna put a link. I'm not chatting shit. She's totally switched it. Oh, you know, Graham's more than welcome to come on. There's two sides to every story kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's like, the proof's already in. The evidence is already in. Do you know what I mean? She's going on about, oh, you know, I'm not looking for perfect people, this, that and the other. No, nobody's looking for perfect, but we're looking for people that you can actually, you know, trust somewhat, and there's not got a massive fucked up track history of deception, fraud, attacking women patriots, this, that and the other. Just remember how many times Jupiter's gone on about women patriots being attacked, this, that and the other. Yeah, remember all the bullshit that she's came out with, but she's willing to give Graham Moore a fucking chance. Funny as fuck. Now, I am going to dig out some old fucking lives where a lot of these things have become relevant. A lot of these things was talked about, discussed, this, that and the other. I think the one in mind, which I wouldn't mind getting up, is when Ellie Mae jumped on Rude Awakening. I don't know if it was Rude Awakening or if it was my own live before Rude Awakening, but I've got it anyway. And she was saying a lot of this stuff. I think it was Based Amy was part of that conversation and whatever. And then Glenn Zaffo jumped on later on because he had some stuff to say due to what had been said earlier on with Ellie Mae on there. So yeah, I am going to dig out some proper old lives, and you will see things unfold at, you know what I mean, at the time. Now, somebody like Jupiter, who's realistically, she's only been around fucking 2 minutes, 7 years realistically, but do you know what I mean? In this situation, it's 2 minutes. Now, all Jupiter knows is the people off YouTube. She's never done out. She's never been anywhere. She's never done fuck all. All she's ever done is gone to things on her doorstep. She's been to a speaker's corner a few times, caused problems. Ended up getting slapped up by some tiny little fucking girl. Jupiter's like 6 foot fucking whatever, but she got fucking slapped around like fuck by a girl that was literally looked like she was the size of a child. Funny as fuck. Now Jupiter saying towards the end of that, oh, you know, I'm not looking for perfect, blah blah blah, and she was measuring people up for perfect. Oh, nobody's perfect but my Hector. Now, when you look at the situation, you think, well, how is Hector perfect? I'm sorry, but looks like you got him from Wish.com. He's not exactly what you'd expect when you you know what I mean? It's like he's about the size of a child. He sits there getting involved in YouTube beef of Jupiter's, and when it goes tits up, he will sit there live telling everyone that he's going to pray for abuse to happen to their children. Yeah? And then he wants to dig into people like Luke, going on about bringing his sister into things, and going on about abuse that's like he believes has gone on, and this, that and the other, and just literally victim shaming. Do you know what I mean? Victim shaming and fucking all because of some YouTube beef, realistically. And what was the end result of all that fucking, where did all that come from? Fucking Discord. Oh, someone put CSA in Discord, blah blah blah, this, that and the other. Now, it was the second one. You know, like Discord 1 weren't bad enough. No, Jupiter decided, oh, we're going to do it again. We're now going to bring some random Nigerians into the scene or whatever, and tried railroading Luke into a situation which he wanted nothing to do with. Do you know what I mean? He made it clear, want nothing to do with or whatever. Now, obviously, when all this has gone on, do you know what I mean? Your value into characters, people, patriots, whatever, is not relevant. You are bottom of the barrel, bottom feeder, scumbag. Do you know what I mean? When somebody says like, oh, I respect X, Y or Z, Yeah, that's fine. But you kind of need to have some respect for people to give a shit about your opinion one way or the other. Now, who realistically, and this can be the people that are still stupid enough to be around Jupiter in 2026, the people that may call Jupiter a friend, yeah, or vice versa. Can any of you people actually say that you would trust Jupiter with anything important, realistically? Do any of you people think that you wouldn't be attacked by Jupiter on the whim of something so silly? Like, oh, you didn't believe me about Discord 2. We all know Discord 2 was bullshit. A fucking campaign tried to drag Luke into shit and drag him down and whatever. We all know that. People have been very outspoken about it. Even the people that are sat with Jupiter on that panel tonight, Wendy knows very well. She's been very outspoken about Jupiter at the time. Why they've ended up sat back together, I don't know. I don't know. But everything that Wendy said, we know is factually correct. We know that as fact. Jupiter's admitted it with her own mouth, and those clips have been circulated, and she knows full well. We all know that you're a scumbag. You know what I mean? She's made out like her all my kids are saints, blah blah blah. Well, that's not true, is it? Do you know what I mean? You didn't end up in fucking category A prison for nothing, did he? What did he end up in prison for, realistically? Beating his missus and his kids up after smoking spice. Now, Jupiter's admitting that with her own mouth. Anyone that says they haven't, put a comment and I'll drop you a few fucking links. There you go, dickheads. So, yeah. It was nice to see, because I hate it when people just disappear off the radar. Do you know what I mean? Good, solid fucking patriots, when they just disappear, you're always sort of left wondering what happened to that one or whatever. Why is it these patriots somehow just disappear? So it was nice to see that she is back on the scene and she's not disappeared or whatever. Massive respect for Amy, do you know what I mean? It was nice to hear that everything that she was saying about Tracy Blackwell's situation and all that, whatever. Because same again, a lot of people thought the sun shined out of Tracy Blackwell's ass. That weren't the case, was it? Now, there's some things which I don't know. I'd kind of have to get permission to speak about, because a lot of the conversations I have are in private and certain things have been discussed, and I'm not sure if people would. I'm on about like well-known patriots now and whatever. I'm not too sure if they'd be okay with certain information coming out or whatnot. So some things I'll have to kind of maybe get permission for at some point down the line. But there's a hell of a lot for people to have a sift through and make your own minds up. Do you know what I mean? Don't take my word for it. Don't take anyone's word for it. Make your own minds up. There's enough evidence around on the Graham Moore situation without anybody. Anyone could look at that evidence, and there's only like brain dead cunts like Jupiter, which is not arse, not interested, not whatever. She's just interested in the views. Only somebody like her would entertain that bullshit. Anybody else, anyone who's even the slightest bit patriotic, would give that a fucking swerve or whatever. But like I say, we've had Jupiter's number for a long time. Her cards are marked. That's why she's not even hated, despised by most people that are on YouTube. Like I say, Jupiter's just done the circuit of YouTube. That's it. She's never really gone out and done anything. She's been to a Tommy demo as of late, and the only reason she knows any of Team Tommy and she can deny it. It can say, "Oh, I'm going to get Ginger on there to tell my audience that you're a troll." Well, we're still waiting. It's been like nearly 4 months, haven't we? Now, I'm quite happy to have anything out in the open or whatever. I welcome it. Now, the only reason that Jupiter knows anybody from Team Tommy is because Jupiter was sat there doing a bucket of shit analysis, going through all the clown world nonsense and bullshit hate campaigns built on Billy bullshit. And she was doing that shit for months and months and months, and eventually people intervened, mainly myself, and I was given the green light to do so, because you could see it was absolute bullshit. If you look at most of the hate campaigns that I've fucking deconstructed, Jupiter's literally always in the middle of it all, attached to fucking whatever and having a strings pulled by Wake Up UK Jason Tyler. You know what I mean? Like I say, no patriot would, when I'm deconstructing these things so I can show people, look, you're being deceived, you're being told this is that, but it's not, this is what it actually is. You've got hope not hate shit cunts around the situation, which are blatantly doing mock videos, bullshit videos, trying to make you believe one thing when it's just categorically not true. When it was Anne-Marie Waters' party and all that, you know what I mean? The evidence has been seen by many people. It wasn't what it was made out to be. Jupiter was quite happy to run with a hope not hate video to try and discredit me from showing people, look, you know, you're being deceived here. I would see it as a data trap. I wouldn't be giving you details and handing you money over to these shyster cunts or whatever. But by all means, look at the evidence and make your own mind up. Jupiter, because I was doing that, thought it would be a good idea to use a hope not hate video to try and discredit myself from awakening you people up to the actual situation rather than the picture that they would like you to see. Now, most people know I won't call things out until I've got the evidence, until I can stand up in any situation and go, look, I've said what I've said, here's my catalogue of evidence, there you go. That's why I believe what I believe, because the evidence shows me to be correct. Now, Jupiter don't do that, does she? We all know that. She'll just say whatever shit that she wants to say, backed up with nothing more than her thoughts and feelings and bullshit fucking, oh, well, you know, somebody said something in a chat section one time, so I'm going to take it as gospel. That's Jupiter's version of evidence. Somebody said it. One of these avatars said it, so it must be true. Now, I would never do that. It would just make you look like a big dickhead, like fucking Jupiter is or whatever. I wouldn't do that. I would never do that. Now, moving forward, because we are moving forward, you can see that people are now looking to, let's put some hopes into political whatever. A lot of people have got high hopes for Rupert Lowe. All we can do with that situation is hope for the best. We need to do more than just hope for the best, and if we've got lawful solutions around, which we have, the Constitution is a solution. We've been telling you this shit for fucking countless years, for double the time that Jupiter's even been around. That's what we've been saying. Do you know what I mean? The Islamic threat, yeah, it is a threat, and at one point in time, you would have heard me say it is the number one threat, because that's what's causing a rape epidemic, infecting 82 towns and cities up and down the UK. That is the thing that is bringing us terrorism, dead children at music events, and so on and so on and so on. There's nothing good to come from Islam or whatever. Now, when you realise, and you spoke to many people, people like CMW, people like Gordon Bowden, Pandora's Box Investigations, who is in the generation of Rupert Lowe. Those two people remind me of each other so much, it is unbelievable. Now, Gordon Bowden is like 19 years, time served veteran and whatever. By far is the best, most solid person that I have ever spoke to in my entire life, without any question above it whatsoever. Some of the stuff that I've not only been told but have been shown, backed up with massive amounts of evidence and whatever, is enough to give most people sleepless nights, fucking nightmares or whatever. Once you've been shown all this stuff and you realise what your government are actually about and the lengths that they will go to, you realise that the number one enemy is actually the government. Islam are a side effect, I suppose. A dangerous fucking side effect, granted. A sexual predator based fucking ideology or whatever, but do you know what I mean? Who's facilitating it? Who's allowing it? Do you know what I mean? Amy brought up a good point tonight. If you're watching the video that was on when Based Amy was on Jupiter's, she spoke to Nigel Farage or whatever around the why we all of a sudden had an influx of illegals and whatever, and quite rightly Amy pointed out that it was a thing that Theresa May did just as she was on her way out, the immigration impact. And Nigel was like, no. What do you mean fucking no? Are you having a laugh? Are you having a fucking laugh? This is why I say, do you know what I mean? And I've always said, I've got no faith in government. I've got no faith in politics, parties, fucking whatever. They're all a bunch of treasonous cunts. Now, if Rupert Lowe is not that, and he's actually a genuine patriot and whatever, they know he will storm this. He will walk it. Do you know what I mean? He will, over the next roughly 1,000 days, he will fucking gather the numbers, he will gather momentum, and he will fucking boot that door clean off or whatever and storm through it. No problem. Now, they're going to do everything they can to take him down. The more they do that, the more it tells me that he is actually the guy to fucking vote for. If you believe that you can vote your way out of this shit. Now, my thoughts, and I've said many times, Rupert Lowe will be the ultimate test as to whether political route actually works. Because if it's going to work with anyone, it's going to work with Rupert Lowe and Restore, in my opinion. And I'm very anti-politics, parties, fucking whatever. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how it unfolds. But yeah, I just think we need to box clever now. We need to disassociate ourselves from known shit cunts. If Jupiter wants to run around interviewing known fucking scammers, she's no different than Wake Up UK, platforming the King's Flag fucking scam shit, which was trying to get veterans to storm Parliament off the back of a 20-year prolific scammer. When you look at these dodgy cunts, and you think, well, how are these people being made out like, oh, we're all on the same side? How? On what planet? Oh, Jupiter planet, right? Okay, that's the only thing that would make sense. These people think that you are dickheads. These people take the piss out of you on a regular basis. Anybody stupid enough to be around these treasonous scumbags, these dirty little infiltrating rats in 2026, then you are not wide upright, and I would want you nowhere near anything that I'm part of or anything like that, and nobody else should. Right, I think that's it. Massive respect to Based Aimer. I'll tag Based Aimer. I'd say tag Luke, but I don't really want to pull him into anything or whatever. But it was nice to see that Aimer gave Luke a shout out for all the things that he did to help her or whatever. Do you know what I mean? All the assistance that he gave her, all the fucking, do you know what I mean? Proper gentleman and whatever. To hear Aimer giving him the respect for that and whatever was nice. Do you know what I mean? It was nice. And for Luke, you know what I mean? You can imagine. So, yeah, massive respect all round. Obviously not for Jupiter because she's an infiltrating scumbag. But yeah, all's well that ends well. Moving forward, there will be more discussions and there will be the relevant people brought in to kind of go over these things that we can use, etc. Now, like I've said from day one, the people around the situation already know. I mean, Del, who was on Jupiter's tonight, that was kind of insisting to Jupiter, because he knows that Graham Moore's a wrong'un. He knows what CMW are about. Del's actually turned up to the workshops that CMW do, so they might just plot up in your local town centre or whatever or wherever and go, right, you know, put all these what do you call them, marquees or whatever, gazebo type things, whatever, and they'll show people, they'll learn people, they'll teach people, you know, these are your rights, these are the things that you're not getting taught in school and this, that and the other, these are the things that they don't want you to know, but you can, you know, you can look for yourself, this is facts, evidence, you know, these are things that you can use. And Del's very aware of that. Del's a very knowledgeable guy, do you know what I mean? And I guarantee when Del was with CMW, Nathan, Gary Clark and whatever, I guarantee even though he's very knowledgeable, he probably felt a little bit out of his depth. And that's normal because, do you know what I mean? Not everyone kind of devotes most of their life to studying all these things and knowing all these things and being able to teach other people these things and whatever. You know, most people when they go to bed and just sleep. Some people are not going to bed and they're looking what the government's doing while you're sleeping. Do you know what I mean? That is the people like CMW. So for me, I think you're going to struggle to put anyone forward that would be more knowledgeable than Nathan Curtin and Gary Clark. It's certainly not going to be scummy little scammers like fucking Graham Rip Your Granny Off More, but do you know what I mean? For Jupiter, yeah, keep peddling that because it shows the world, shows anybody watching your fucking bullshit what a little scumbag that you actually are. So by all means, keep fucking bringing these wrong-uns around the situation. It just shows everybody what you're about. You could tell Del was like, because I think Del was like happy to review the stream and whatever and point out that yeah, he's telling the truth about X, Y and Z, but what you've got to remain cautious about is Graham's dark side, Graham's rip your granny off more side or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And even right at the end of the show and Jupiter saying, oh well, you know, I think I should still review whatever, I'll maybe do it tomorrow or Saturday, and all of a sudden Del's sort of like not feeling it, and you can tell he's not feeling it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, be nice if people like Del actually see Jupiter for what she is. Anyone can be fooled, do you know what I mean? It's one of them, you can fool some of the people some of the time. You can never fool all of the people all of the time. It is that simple. Right, enjoy, look after each other, stay safe.